Hello there everyone, it's the J-Man TurtleMan coming at you with another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle episode review. Hey man, it's the J-Man and thank you for tuning in to watch another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle episode review with me. This time around I've been meaning to get to this review for quite a while. I've been saying I'd do it and it just never happened, I don't know. But finally doing it. Today we were talking about Season 2 episode 8, The Good, The Bad, and the Casey Jones. This episode is our first major introduction to Casey Jones in the Nickelodeon universe of the Turtles. I say first major because we've already seen him before in a couple past episodes, I think 2 episodes before this. But this is the one where we really get to meet him, and he meets the Turtles, and it's the Casey Jones episode. I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about Casey Jones as a character in the world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Casey Jones has remained a fan favorite pretty much since his inception into the Ninja Turtles universe. I believe even Kevin Eastman has said that he's his favorite creation. And so why? Why is he the favorite? That's what I want to talk about. And he's pretty much been in every TMNT incarnation, apart from just a few. Archie comics is a big one that he was never in. But his first appearance was in Mirage Comics, and here is probably my most prized turtle possession I own. This is the Raphael one-shot micro-series. First edition, came out in 1985, signed by Kevin Eastman. And this is our first introduction to Casey Jones in the Turtles universe. He became a major player in the Mirage comics after that, and has remained all through the comics, even into IDW, the current running comic book series. Here's his micro series one-shot Casey Jones from that series. Our introduction to Casey Jones in the Mirage comics is very memorable. Raph loses his temper he's training with the Turtles. He's training with Michelangelo in the Mirage comics, loses his temper, goes up to the surface to cool off, and then he meets this guy who's even almost crazier than he is, and it's always been a story of like Raphael looking into a mirror almost, and dealing with his anger issues by seeing it on someone else who just goes crazy with him, which is what Casey Jones pretty much is this crazy vigilante guy who just is crazy. Speaking of crazy, after the Mirage comics, our next introduction to him is in the 1987 Fred Wolf cartoon series, the classic Ninja Turtles animated series. And I believe, to my knowledge, he's only in 2 episodes of that series. Voiced by Pat Fraley, who also does the voice of Krang, coincidentally. And in that cartoon series, he's this crazy, Dirty Harry knockoff. He's got this low voice that talks like Clint Eastwood, and every chance he calls someone a lawbreaker, filthy lawbreakers, and he's insane in that. He's literally insane in that series. He almost beats someone up because they're sleeping on a bench, and he almost kills someone because they littered. He's insane in that series, which I gotta say that might be my favorite incarnation of Casey Jones, just because they went over the top crazy. He never takes off his mask. In fact, one of my favorite episodes of the original series is an episode called Corporate Raiders from Dimension X. And in that episode, the Turtles are trying to infiltrate evil corporation, and they get Casey Jones. They need a human to infiltrate, so they get Casey Jones to infiltrate. Yet, he wears a suit and tie, but he still has his hockey mask. And he's like, I'm here for a job. And they're like, no. And he starts beating stuff up with a bat, and they're like, alright, we'll hire you. Never takes his mask off. It's a great episode. Casey in that episode, in that series, is insanely funny, hilarious. After that, we get our arguably the best, definitely the most memorable version of Casey Jones, and that is the Casey Jones that is in the 1990s original movies, the live-action Henson suit movies. And in the first movie, he's portrayed by Elias Koteas, and that is probably, definitely, in my opinion, the best version of Casey Jones out there. The best portrayal of him. Very memorable portrayal of him, and again, kind of introduced to him in the movie the same way that we're introduced in the Mirage comics. That movie and the Mirage comics are very similar. Take a lot from that. Raph gets angry, leaves, meets Casey Jones, then later on Casey Jones comes back to help the Turtles defeat Shredder. So Casey Jones is in the first movie. He's not in the second movie, but he's in the third movie a little bit. He stays behind to guard Splinter when the Turtles go in time. And he's actually in the fourth movie, the CGI 2007 animated version just called TMNT. And in that version, he is actually voiced by Chris Evans, who is now more known as Captain America from all the Captain America movies. I really like that version of him also. I like that whole movie. Same kind of look, long hair. Towards the end of the movie, he gets a sweet metal mask. That is really cool. So good portrayal of Casey Jones in all the movies. After that, then we get the 2003 for Kids series, and Casey Jones is a major character in that. In fact, the first episode we meet him in, the episode title is called Meet Casey Jones. And again, we meet him kind of the same way. Raph gets angry, leaves, meets Casey Jones, deals with their anger, and they become kind of buds. That version of him, they gave him kind of a Brooklynish accent, or New Yorkish accent. He kind of had one in the movie, but more so. And they kind of made him, my problem with that, they made him a little bit stupider. He's always not been the smartest person, but they definitely made him a little slower in that version. But again, really like that version. They gave him a little bit more backstory in that series. He has a connection with the Purple Dragons, and that's why he wants to be a vigilante. He's sick of what the Purple Dragons are doing. That series also introduces us to Hun, who has now become a reoccurring character in the TMNT universe. And they introduce him through Casey Jones, similar to what IDW is doing. So, 2003 Casey Jones, another good version. So now we have Casey Jones in the Nickelodeon series, and he's actually voiced by Josh Peck of Drake and Josh. I remember when they first announced that, I was like, what? That's weird. But he's actually doing a really good job. I really enjoy Josh Peck's portrayal of Casey Jones, and I really like what the Nick crew did with Casey Jones. They made him younger to fit in where April is. He's a high school student with April. And April and Casey have always had that tense love relationship. Of course, I got in the way with Donnie and April, and there's a whole love triangle thing. So why has Casey Jones stood the test of time as a fan favorite for so long? Well, I think Raphael sums it up pretty well in this episode, actually, in The Good and the Bad and the Casey Jones. He says, it's right after he and Casey defeat the Footbot, and he says, you're a good fighter, Jones. Sure, you're raw, unfocused, dangerous, and crazy, which I think sums up Casey Jones perfectly. He's just out there doing it. He's dangerous. He's unfocused. He doesn't really have a goal. He's crazy. He's slightly crazy, and that's dangerous. And I think that's one of the appealing things about him, and I think people like, is he's just being a vigilante just because he can. You know, his parents haven't been shot and killed. His uncle hasn't been shot and killed. And he's just doing it because he sees problems in his neighborhood and in the world. And he just goes out there and beats up bad guys. Sure, IDW and the 2003 series And even this series, Nickelodeon series, gave him a little bit more of a backstory, but it's still kind of the same idea. He's crazy, he's angry, and he just lets his emotions fly by beating up bad guys with a cricket bat. So all of these attributes and these things about Casey Jones is what makes him so likable to so many different generations of TMNT fans. Is he's remained the same dangerous, crazy, wacko Casey Jones that we all know and love in practically every version of Ninja Turtles. I mean, I can't imagine if they would ever change that, and I don't think that would be Casey Jones. I mean, can you imagine if some creator came in and changed him to I don't know, a whiny security guard with a buzz haircut who only puts on his signature mask once? I mean, that'd be pretty lame, right? That's Officer Jones, and I'm gonna be a detective someday. Sorry. So, The Good, the Bad, and the Casey Jones. A really fun, enjoyable episode of Season 2. Same kind of simple story. Pretty much every major introduction of Casey Jones has followed a similar path. Adapting the original Mirage introduction of him. Raph gets angry. In this case, he gets angry at Leo for besting him in a sparring competition. He goes up top, meets Casey Jones, who is, in this case, younger. I really like his look in this series, the next series. He's got a regular kind of hockey mask that's kind of spray painted to look similar to his iconic one. He's got that sweet electric prod thing that's made of like a potato masher. He's got skates. And like he's doing like taxi driver references. He's got his journal. He's writing in like a journal, and the drawings in the journal look very similar to the Casey Jones and Raphael from the original Mirage days. So I love all these great fan services that the Turtles crew threw in this episode. The other main kind of plot of the story is that the Footbots, the robotic foot soldiers sent by Karai, infiltrate the Turtles' lair. And one of my favorite parts is Splinter. I believe, to my knowledge, this is the first episode where we see Splinter really kind of fight. You know, we've seen him kind of train with the Turtles, but we never really seen him, like, fight. And he is awesomely awesome at fighting in this episode, in this whole series. By now, you know, we've seen more of him fighting, but I think this is the first time we really see it. You know, and Leo, Mikey, and Donnie are having trouble just fighting one Footbot, and then Splinter comes and takes out a whole bunch right away, and they're just saying, like, whoa. Really awesome to see Splinter fight. So The Good, the Bad, and the Casey Jones. A really great introduction to Casey Jones in the next series that does great fan service and sets up how this series will portray Casey Jones in future episodes. Although it seems a little bit too familiar of a story, overall I'm going to give it a 79% C+. Thank you guys for watching this episode review, and I'm glad you got to talk about Casey Jones as a character, a main player in Ninja Turtles that has stood the test of time, and I really enjoy him. We have a date now for our next episode. The next episode coming in Season 4, and that is February 5th, 2017. That's coming up soon here in the States. And so I like doing these past episode reviews. Hopefully next time it won't take me so long. So let's find out what episode I'm going to do next. So, Season 1, episode 23, which is Parasitica. I know that's a fan favorite. Not really one of my favorites, but I really want to review it. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching this episode review. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe below. And follow me on Instagram. And so stay tuned for more episode reviews and just videos where I talk about Ninja Turtles. So, till next time, I'm the J-Man TurtleMan saying cowabunga.